Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode number 72. And oh boy, you won't believe how many episodes I'm covering this time. Not 3, not 4, not 2, 13 episodes, which is basically the equivalent of an old previous they had for batch episodes. We're discussing episode 829 to 841. And by the way, with 841, there's exactly 36 episodes left of the actual arc itself. Now, in this arc, oh my god, we have a lot of new characters, and a lot of them are Big Mom's kids. We have, in episode 830, we have Charlotte Bazarki, who's voiced by Mako Samek. Okay. We have Charlotte Capitone, who's voiced by Monica Rial, and she's the Minister of Fruits. And she looks exactly like her mother. Like, basically like a carbon copy of her mother, just different hair color and shorter. Yep. Alright, moving on here. We have Charlotte Cinnamon. More Big Mom's children. Very beautiful woman. She's only 35. Wow. And she's voiced by Erica Moose. I'm not familiar with her. Okay. You have Charlotte Angel, whose name is Angel Cake. Yeah, she's basically one of the same siblings of Cracker and Custard. Yeah, very beautiful woman. And she's only 45. Damn. And she's a seventh daughter. 45 years old, looks that freaking good. Damn, that's amazing. We also have Charlotte Pearl. Beautiful looking woman. Only 31. Yep. And she's got wear a mask like a panda. And she's voiced by Karine Sundberg. Okay. More people. Now we also have these people known as the organ dealer. The other characters we have here who do technically debut in the previous episode, but here they more properly appear. One we have is Udmit, who is the shipping king. He's voiced by Gregory Lash. He actually made his debut in episode 828, but basically I think like 830, like more proper appearance as a character. We have Gibberson, voiced by Tyler Walker, who is a drunk. And he's one of the emperors of the warlord of the underworld, and he's, of course, well, he doesn't do a lot in this arc per se, but this guy here, Morgans. This is the guy who's the president of the World Economic Newspaper. The very same newspaper that's seen frequently in the whole series, and this arc is his debut. Yeah. This very arc is his debut. And he's a bird man, and he's 53. Yeah. Alright. We have Jug Pello, who's a major undertaker. He's voiced by Keith Cobble. He does do much. Now, Morgans, he does a lot even after this arc wraps up. We also have the beautiful Sassy, who is only... they actually don't list her age, but she looks, like, fantastic. Queen of the Pleasure. She's actually undercover CPO agent, actually in episode 841. Mm-hmm. And she's voiced by Anastasia Montes. That's who voiced her. And she's been acting since 2009. And here's the series she's been in. She was in one episode of ReZero of Reserve Vampire. Garcia Hughes from Aqua's Brotherhood. And these series I watch. She was also in Freezing as Aki Tamakachi. She's accused of Rogue Hero, Luther Trum. And these ones I've watched. She was in Fairy Tales Minerva. Overlord as Nebi, the woman who constantly travels around with Ainz. She's D. Gray Man as Kawara. Live Tower as Sanji's grandmother. Restaurant to Another World appears in one episode, Tina Savaro. She's also in Our Last Crusade of a Rise of a New World as Minar Lu Nebus the Eighth. I think she's the mother of the main female lead of the series. And she's also in How Real Estate Ruled the Kingdom. There's Esha Elfterin. I think she's like the elf woman. And the actress herself is, they don't list her age on here, but yeah. All right, now others we have Drew Field under basically the guy Fortune, known as the Lone Shark King. He actually gets killed off, supposedly killed off during by time 841. He's like Ray Hurd. He doesn't do a lot aside from basically stuff with the actual box. We also have Shea Brie, who is Breely's twin sister, and she's more beautiful than Breely is. Yeah, and she's only 43. All right. We also have Charlotte Mozart, and she does not have a voice actor because she doesn't speak in the series. But yeah, 832 is technically her debut. All right, moving on here. We also have Charlotte Tablet. He is only 36, and he's really short. I think he's a dwarf. He's basically twin brother of High Fat. Yeah, who's taller than he is. He's 36 as well. All right. We also have Charlotte Jagiko. He's the 11th son, and he's 44 years old. He looks like someone from China. All right. We also have Charlotte de Smarchi. I'm sorry about the China reference. Basically, he looked like he was Asian. Let's go with that. He does not have a. At this point, he does not have a English dub actor yet. So moving on from him, we have, of course, High Fat. He's voiced by John. I think he's also named after like various other stuff. All right. We have Charlotte Bazin, the 23rd son. 34 years old. He has no lines. Charlotte Nessie, and he is voiced by. They actually don't credit his voice actor, but he does speak briefly, like one scene. We have Charlotte Mobile. Yes, that's there. He's Minister of Tasting, and he's 25. Yes, seriously. All right. We also have Saint the Mark, who is basically like a crusader, and he's basically the only twin brother of Basin. He does not. He doesn't have no credit for an English dub actor for him. Charlotte Campo, smaller guy, 39 years old and really short. He looks like one of the Tatura tribe. There's also Charlotte Custard, very beautiful woman, and she's 45 years old, and she's the middle sister. She's basically a sister of Cracker. Let's see. And there are others. Oh, don't worry, there are others. We also have Charlotte Cretin. Try to go through these as quickly as possible. There's also Mener, Lerin, Mash. Okay. Carmel, Gerard, Reading, George Goldberg Road. Pandora. Probably Princess of Prometheus. Let's see. Was there any new character? Charlotte Kenton. Charlotte Kenton, big chubby guy. No voice actor. He's 28 years old. For MASH, she is voiced by Castilla Perez. And she is 40. Yep, 40. Effa, who is basically one of the quadruple with Amida. And she's got a show. She's a very beautiful woman. 47. She looks that good for 47. Not bad. And she's Amanda's sister. Lauren, one of Big Mom's sons, is voiced by Matthew David Rudd. And he is 39. Charlotte Manor, with a big poofy hair. Minister of Yeast. 37 years old and no credit for a dub actor. Charlotte Crenton, who is Smoothie's sister, who looks like an OA version of Nami. I'm not kidding. She's basically like a spitting image of Nami, like down to the orange hair, and just basically more chubby version of her. Yeah, that's just more thick version of Nami. That's what I describe her. And the last one is Charlotte Korsoch. And no dub actor, and she's 40 years old. Mother Carmel. She, of course, basically was a character they had mentioned. I'm trying to find the episode here. Here we go. Mother Carmel, the one who's in the picture. Yeah, she is voiced by. They actually don't credit her voice actor for some reason. And apparently, her young, beautiful self when she was young. Apparently, she was 43. And apparently, by her time of disappearance, she was 80. And she apparently disappeared. It's not exactly revealed what happened to her. Yeah. Her creation, Pandora, was basically just there for like 1 or 2 episodes. And similar to Prometheus. Yeah. So, in these episodes, well, we basically have leading up to the wedding, and of course the wedding itself, and then the stuff that happens in it. So everybody follows in. The villain somehow gets a raid to taken away from them because, well, it was requested by Big Mom for this to happen, and of course also internationally because apparently the door is a homie, and overhearing everything, well, one of Benji's men decides to slice up the door and just give her the face, so don't have to deal with that. So apparently Luffy's crazy plan is to do this. So when they had the signal happen, so everybody's like fast asleep. Luffy takes a while to wake up while the wedding is going on. So everybody's all follows. So we have everybody make their debut. We have the Underworld people. They make their debut, but this wonderful music, and I love it. I think it's fantastic the fact they do this. Like, it's like about 5 or 6 of them, and of course, they all sit at the same table. Morgans is a character who actually does frequently appear even after this arc wraps up. He appears basically in the Reverie arc, and even in the most recent arc that wrapped up, Wano. And I believe I think he is going to be probably appearing in the most recent arc. But love this character, and I always liked basically whenever he's one of basically responsible for spending all that newspaper we see the whole series. That's actually his paper. And he apparently likes moving a lot. Yep, that's the thing with him. Whenever anybody finds out where his location is, he moves. That's simple what it is with him. Yep, he's also a spin doctor too. Yep. So, wedding happens. Of course, Sanji does this funny gag where Sanji basically, like, post-time skip has this thing where anytime he sees a beautiful woman, he basically bleeds like crazy. It gets him a nosebleed. And he goes all over the place. And the Rooks and Chimps are like, what happens to the girl? Why is he ceiling? And his shirt's like covered in blood. So they give him a change of shirt. They clean up his nose. And they go out. And of course he's like sounding like crazy. And they leave the ceremony right on a cloud. And they have the priest. And they practice it, of course. And then, of course, Pudding's her job is simply to shoot Sanji. And, of course, everybody shoot the Vincent family. But not necessarily. So everything goes smoothly. And then, of course, he lifts the veil, and he comments, "Wow, your eye is beautiful." And that changed the tune. So Katakuri, basically, they showed his power a little earlier with where he took out a group of organ thieves. Yeah, these guys really wanted to steal organs. They have this guy who briefly appears and gets killed out by Katakuri because he planned to kill everybody there to get inside. And Katakuri, apparently he has the ability, thanks to his observation hockey, he can see about 2 seconds in the future. So he takes them out, and of course they show off the ability of his brothers, Oven and Dansky, where they go and take out the organ doors really easily. This is basically just to show their power, so basically show off basically like, oh, why did it do this? Well, this basically shows off. The whole scene was complete anime original. It's not in the manga. Yeah. Heck, they have a character named Opera, part of this group, and is not, well, Shaw Opera. So they have the wedding go off, and of course, Katakuri sees this, what's going on. So Luffy's plan is, okay, so basically where the priest ends up getting hit by a freaking jelly bean of all things. Yes, a jelly bean. And apparently, eventually, okay, that's a signal. And then Luffy does something like spectacular. He apparently kidnapped a bunch of, let's just say, a bunch of animals from the seducing woods and burst out of the wedding cake, toppling it over, and sent Big Mom crazy. And of course, we also have Jinbei, where like because Luffy's about to take out the Mark Armitage. That was basically the plan. So Jinbei just walks Big Mom, like I want to leave your crew. Is like life or death, and of course he's not telling about her. And then he's like pulls something out of his sleeve, like here's my sock cup. I renounce my pledge to you. And she smashed like okay, you're my enemy now, and she's about to kill him. And then of course this mysterious person wearing this monkey mask walks straight behind Big Mom and smashes the Monokama picture with a sledgehammer, with a small with a mallet. And who is it? It's Brook. Yep, it's Brook. It was him. He smashed the picture, and Big Mom is in confusion. So they like, what's taking so long? Of course, you also have Nami, Carrot, and Chopper hiding what's up with the cake, and also this funny moment where you have Carrot and Chopper eating the cake. Like, oh, this cake is good. And Big Mom was like crazy, getting a little like confused. And of course, you have wherever it starts fighting, and of course Benji, of course, it comes to interesting. So they gotta get her to do that screech that she did before. So they have Luffy pick up the pieces and give it to Big Mom so she can basically react to it. And of course, Katakuri tries to stop him, but no. Before this, like Big Mom was like, "Wait, why are you protecting me for? I can protect myself." I was like, "No, it's not that. He was going out the picture of Mother Carmel." Like, what? He was? Like, he was angry, then they get smashed. And eventually Luffy finally gets to her, and then she lets out her screech, and they fire the bazookas later on, and it doesn't work. It didn't work at all. But we do have a flashback of Big Mom, where she was 5 years old. They say it was 3 years, even though present day she's 6'6". That makes no freaking sense at all. I don't know where they get the extra 2 years from. Because are they implying the fact that Big Mom is 68, even though I've read she's actually 6'6"? Yeah, I don't know. This might be the fault of the dubbers with this particular series, when they basically just probably done by accident say, oh yeah, she's 68, even though she's actually 66. And apparently she was big when she was only 5 years old. How the heck she got like this? I've heard a rumor she was an experiment of Gigantes, basically experiment with giant humans. She was an experiment. That's the reason why she's so big. And she just loves candy. She eats her candy, but her parents leave her at the island like, oh, we're going to come back. Basically, there's an island. After being there for like a couple of days after eating all of her sweets. And it turns out they actually left her there on purpose because she's been banished from her home village because she's too uncontrollable. So she ends up on the island of Elbath, the mysterious island that's been eluding the main present-day stuff, the place where Usopp really wants to visit. And here, she's here. And we also have a flashback where Mother Carmel, who, by the way, I read online apparently she was 43 in this flashback. 43, that good at 43. I thought she was probably in her 30s, but 43, damn, she looks really good. And apparently, currently in present, she's like 80. And apparently she's been, like, they reveal some evil stuff by her. And of course, they have this House of Lambs, basically her orphanage. And this little festival, eating sweets. And before this, she was playing with a couple of the kids, not knowing exactly what type of people they are. One person with a long arm tried, like, oh, you got an extra elbow, stretch out. Like, no, that's not necessary. Or stretch out the fingers. He's a fish man. She didn't know any better, and of course, they apologized for it. Then they have a little sweet thing, eat all the sweets because she's so hungry. And then after like a week of not eating anything, she goes on her first of her hunger plunges. We actually did see it briefly when just before Luffy showed up on Whole Cake Island itself, where she goes through it, and it would satisfy her with basically these little special sweets that were sentient. Hey, she really wanted to eat it, but they were saving for this festival, but they had to eat it in order to be. And she also, during this time where she ate it, she also apparently accidentally killed one of the chiefs of the village. And these two guys are 345 years old, both of them, and one's named Beardfall, the other one's Beard Hill. Seems like very generic names for giants. Beardfall and Beard Hill. And they got really long beards. Which begs the question, When was the last time these two guys ever shaved? Though I have no problem with characters on Pierce, but Pierce, that freaking long. Damn. Trim that beard, guys. Your beard is too long. So after the giant dies, she's banished to another island because of her recklessness. And of course, they're there. And then, of course, after we have Mother Carmel go out for supposedly for grocery shopping, she ends up going to a world government ship. Well, apparently she's working with CP0, and she's a child trafficker. And she's been doing it 50 years. But here's the thing. She's not selling these kids into, like, slavery. Oh, no. She's selling to the Navy. Or CP0 become assassins. Yep. So, here's something really weird, though, what happens with this. So, they have, like, a big celebration for Lin. And we see one of the giant pirates basically here. I believe his name is Hyruji. You see him here in the flashback. In case you're curious, currently though, he is currently 81 years old, and his friend, who is a doctor of the new giant pirates, apparently she's currently 75, and she looks really good for 75. Well, they're giants. What do you expect? Yep. Yeah, and the other ones are Rindon. Now, he, of course, is not... Apparently, he's named after the first wrestler, James Rindon. I've never... Oh. Okay, so a New Zealand wrestler. Okay. Interesting. Not the first one, basically, like this. Mm-hmm. So, there's also Grell. Yeah, this is basically... Well... Waterfall Beard, or Beardfall is what they call him in the dub. And aside from these two, there's one called Goldberg, which obviously is named after the rest of, or like Bill Goldberg, possibly. He's just a giant. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's still very much around. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the flashback itself lasts for 2 episodes, and then while Lin is like crying, enjoying her food, all of a sudden, her friends disappear, and so does Mother Carmel. They briefly show her powers, which are the same powers as what Leyland's got currently, where she creates a homie out of fire. This is Pandora. And in the case of, her, she creates more homies. Of course, she interacts with one new person in, like, the very next episode, 137. Actually, I think it was 130, I think it was. Sarutsin. Yeah, apparently the one who's the chef, apparently he was the one who was actually with her like a long time. Mm-hmm. So with him, they kind of basically lay the groundwork for the Big Mom Pirates. And he's 92. Yeah, 92 years old. Yep. So meets up with him, and of course she forms like a big bounty. Though there's a mention what happened with her later on. At one point, she joined the Rock Pirates. Yes, I think it was like Rock. I think it was like the Rock Pirates. It's ROC. Yeah, and their captain was Captain Rock. And it was an incident involving having I think it was Garp teaming up, and of course they explained that apparently Whitebeard, Kaido, and Big Mom were all in the same crew. Shanks was not. Shanks was part of Gold Rider's crew. So, after they get through the flashback stuff, then we move to present day, finally, where Big Mom is basically calmed down, and, like, because things didn't work, and, of course, also, the Vinsmoke family gets trapped by Pespero's Candy. We also have this brief little moment. We also have Katakuri talk to his older brother. Pespero's like, hurry up and kill them. It's like, okay, fine. Yep. Yeah, and that's, in all these episodes, that's the first time Pespero's ever interacted with his younger brother. Yes. That's not a joke. It's quite interesting, though, the fact that when it comes to Big Mom herself, where Pespero is like like the oldest son, and like yeah, and the fact he's the firstborn son. I love his look. I just don't like the tongue. Now, if you're curious, Pestro is 50. Yeah, 50 years old. The first child Big Mom had was him. And then it was, well, yeah, then the first daughter. Like, so it's like, oh, like, girl, boy, girl, boy, boy, girl, 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 boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, boy, girl, 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 boy, boy, girl, boy, girl, girl, boy, boy, girl, girl, boy, 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 girl, girl, boy, girl, 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 boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, girl, boy, 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 girl, 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 boy, girl, girl, boy, 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 girl, boy, boy, girl. And only one grandchild. Yeah, one. Out of all of her kids, only one gave her grandchild. And it was Clifton. Nobody else. And Anna's the youngest. I mean, you're not expecting to get a child of her. She's only 8. And she's already an aunt already at the age of 8. Yeah, because of Pez. Pez is a wonderful little boy who gets his hair from his mom, though it has the face of his father. Yep. So, after, and of course, Sanji basically frees the family from the candy, gives back the raid suits, and then we have a transformation sequence after him sitting at the bench like for a while, and it's like the Super Sentai transformation sequence, and of course they participate in fighting too while everyone tries to get away into, well, Benja's castle. And then eventually Ever gets to the castle, and of course Judge asks the obvious question, why'd you save us? Because and Sanji's like, my father would be disappointed in me. He's like, oh. You probably think, yeah, he probably would. And then basically after this, like, I never want to see you again. He's like, I agree. But they kind of, well, he's up with Renji later when she gets hit by one of the attacks. And apparently her other brothers, does not give a damn about her. But yet Sanji basically goes out to rescue her, no problem. But other brothers, nope, because they're emotionless when it comes to stuff like that. And that's the fault of their father. Yep. Yeah. Big Among Us brawl, and of course Ever gets away. You also have people like, yeah, one of the brothers take on Oven, one take on Denku, one take on, well, not Katakuri per se, he's not flying it. Of course, one took on, three take on Pespro. Really fun. Of course, the way they get away was this. So you have Big Mom, where after she finds out that Benji betrayed her, then she needs to climb over his castle, punch the damn thing with her bare hands, hurting him. And comes with a genius idea: turn back to human and have Caesar Clown fly him to like the shoreline and then separate from there. And the Germa voluntarily as guards. Yep, that's all the result of them basically finding him. Of course, they get away, and of course, well, Luffy and Sanji briefly break out in order to save Renju. She gets away, of course, Luffy ends up briefly finding Big Mom, and that's it. That's basically a lot what I just described, but a lot of really, of course, Pudding is there, and of course, she ends up being slapped by one of her older brothers, which makes Sanji upset because basically he has thing for don't hurting women. Yep. But yeah, really fun set of episodes, really exciting. I'm definitely looking forward to enjoying the last. Now, as of right now, so especially 841, I have actually 13 episodes left to go and have finally be done until whenever they release more dub episodes, which might be soon. Yep, so yeah, that's episode of you. And this took a while. So 30 minutes to talk about these 13 episodes. So next one's going to be ReZero review. Yep. And I might not get to watching Parallel Pharmacy again. Have to delay it again. Go figure. Okay, next video. Bye.